In our Sunrise Smart Start, after more than a month past the deadline, Governor Kathy Hochul says a budget agreement has officially been reached. But some state lawmakers are pushing back, saying that is not the case. As part of the governor's 2027 fiscal year budget proposal, Hochul is calling for major investments in child care, lowering auto insurance premiums, and tackling high energy costs across the state. Thursday morning, Hochul announced in a news conference that she reached an agreement on the budget with legislative leaders, currently equal to be $268 billion altogether. Just a few hours later, New York State Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie shot down that notion, telling reporters disagreements are still very much present. Republican leaders weighing in, saying the current budget spends too much and doesn't put enough money back into residents' pockets.
There's so many open issues on money where, in all parts of the budget, the governor's team, the Senate team, the Assembly's team sign off. We've signed off on nothing major. And this is what I'm telling y'all is wrong with this process. And I'm saying this to y'all very clearly. I'm never doing this again. Budgets are supposed to be about money, not policy.
We're spending money, at an incredibly fast pace. Yet I meet with people every day that aren't getting enough money to support some of the basic functions.
The state legislature passed another extender Thursday to allow the final budget to be printed. Today, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans will present the city's spending proposal for the new fiscal year. Similar to most governments, the executive presents the plan to other branch. In this case, City Council. Public hearings will be scheduled throughout May, with a vote expected in June and final approval or vetoes by the mayor leading up to the new fiscal year in July. The 2026-27 budget will be unveiled at 11 a.m. We will, of course, provide highlights of the spending priorities with a focus on how your local tax dollars could be spent. Our Sunrise traffic report here at 6:50. That view from our Greater Rock Sky Eye Cam showing things moving at speed. Green across our map, 394, 95, 90 moving at speed. Of course, that view from our Greater Rock Sky Eye Cam. It's a first and last for NASCAR this weekend, racing through upstate New York so early in the year versus late summer. We'll see cars and trucks on track later this morning at Watkins Glen International. Brennan Summers joins us live from the Glen with the major announcement already made for the track next year. Brennan.
When this announcement came through, Iran, you could basically hear people throughout the area cheering that they're not going to do this again, racing this early in the spring, Mother's Day weekend. Here for NASCAR, they're going to go back to where a lot of people say it should be, later in the year, late summer. It's always been in August, but in 2027, it'll be in the playoffs, racing early in September. That's just one storyline we've got here, as we finally got a good amount of sunshine on the track when we are looking at the truck race, O'Reilly Series tomorrow, and the Cup Series on Sunday. Can Shane Van Gisbergen go 3 for 3? Can he repeat and be the Cup champ again after running away with that victory a few months ago when they were here in August? He was dominant that day. Remember watching from the stands. His teammates, by the way, Ross Chastain and Connor Zilic, they're also running in the 3 races for the Top Series, trying to rattle off 3 straight wins this weekend. Another change for the Glen this time. They've always done 90 laps. It'll be 100 times around this famous road course coming up there Sunday. And I asked the Penske driver, the number 2, Austin Cindric, about that and the stress it'll put on the driver, especially when you're going so fast right up through the S's that many more times.
For us, I mean, we are hot dogging the thing, sliding up through turn 2, through turn 3, trying not to, keep it out of the Armco. There's not a ton of rest time, and we usually stay pretty packed up all the way through that whole section. So it's physically it's a challenge, but also like mentally, if you're defending position, like that's a ton of laps, a ton of corners to put together throughout a day.
We're going to be watching it all unfold. First up is the ARCA race this afternoon, trucks tonight, and then we'll have 2 races Saturday and Sunday afternoon to close it out. At the Glen, I'm Brennan Summers.
Thank you, Brennan. And spring has officially sprung, and Rochester is about to be in full bloom because the 128th Lilac Festival returns to Highland Park this weekend, packing in everything from live music and food to those iconic purple blooms. We have our Leah Mallory out there live with a preview of what you can expect. Leah, good morning.
Good morning, Iran. All right, it's time to answer everyone's burning question, and it's what are they going to eat when they get here? And here to answer that is Jenny, the woman who put this on. So tell us, what are some of the foods we can expect?
Listen, there's no empty bellies when you leave this festival, even if you came here full. I'm telling you, it is an amazing place to come and sample Rochester's best restaurants and food trucks. We have something for everybody. If you're gluten-free or vegan or vegetarian, there's something for you here as well. We have food sprinkled throughout the park, and we also have a really great tasting event next Saturday.
Yes, I know it's the first ever that's happening. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we're really proud to introduce the Lilac Tasting Table, a tasting collective. We partnered up with Rochester's hottest restaurants and bars. It's a ticketed event where you can come in, you can sample bite-sized goodies of these restaurants' favorite eats and small drinks, and we have DJ Peppy, so no Peppy, no party.
Now tell us, this is a super hard question, okay? What's your favorite food here?
You know, sometimes, you have a craving. You come here and sometimes you're really craving something more breakfasty or something like a kebab or, just a festival favorite like a fried dough. So I really don't have a favorite, but I will say that after I leave this event, I'm definitely wearing elastic pants.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you for taking us through everything. Very nice meeting you. Everyone, we will be doing a ticket giveaway for that tasting table event, so I encourage you to buy your tickets now. But Iran, it's been a pleasure being on Sunrise this morning and coming out and checking out the Lilac Festival and giving you a preview before everything, but I'm going to head it back to you guys.
What are we preparing for?
Let's warm up. We got to get those temperatures climbing. I do expect for numbers to get all the way into the 60s tomorrow. And then we'll come, unfortunately, back down to the 50s going into next week. But really, next week, a lot of the week does look dry, which is good for the Lilac Festival. Mother's Day has trended much drier, so I think even there, we'll get a good amount of sunshine there. So overall, a nice-looking forecast, but still some morning chill you see Monday night and into Tuesday in the 30s.
Just a little bit. And make sure to check out our podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise. I'll be there this morning along with James, and it'll be a good old time.
Yeah, we'll call Brennan.
We'll call, sure.
So what you got here was kind of Brennan's 90-second pitch of what, he gets to everybody. But we're going to call him and get the background, the details, the inside information. So join us then for what he really thinks about Watkins Glen.
Okay, that's a teaser if ever I've heard one. That does it for us on Sunrise. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. CBS Mornings up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.